I want to ask you about in the world of trash talking. If you're trash talking an opponent, is there a line? You know, like if we're about to fight, or we're maybe it's just internet beef or whatever, but two men are trash talking publicly, knowing that they're doing so publicly. Where is the line that we don't cross?
Well, you can't lose the crowd if you're trash talking. I think that's all that matters. If you could make it funny, you could say anything.
Dead relatives.
Oh yeah. Well, a guy on our side went to Eric July's great grandfather's grave and took a picture.
Did he stand on it?
He did a peace sign like that meme of the guy.
Yeah, where he's kneeling.
That's okay, but he didn't disrespect it though.
Oh, he disrespected the shit. Eric July was very disrespected.
And that's what he hates most.
Yeah, he hates disrespect the most.
I bring this up because I just watched a Twitter video from the UFC press conference, and Colby Covington is dressed up like General George Washington, wearing a MAGA hat, sitting next to the British champion in his weight division, who he's going to fight Saturday night. And he's been talking about sending the Brits back empty-handed, like over and continental this and that. But he said, "I'm going to take you to the seventh circle of hell Saturday night, so you can say hello to your dad, who is dead."
Oh.
and Leon Edwards threw like a bottle at him, and they had jumped up and they had to be separated. And it's like, damn, dude, like I don't think that dude has said anything that bad to you other than, yeah, I'm going to show up to the fight and give it my all. I'm going to whoop his ass. You know, you'd expect a fighter to say about another fighter.
Saturday night, I'm going to bring you to a place you never want to be. I'm going to bring you to the seventh layer hell.
Okay.
No, I'm bringing you to seventh layer hell. We'll say what's up to your dad while we're there.
Oh!
But
he's in the seventh circle of hell. What's that reserved for?
Probably,
that's for like traitors. Probably like
people who speak against the church or something.
Patricide.
Speaking against the church or something like that. Like are like the worst ones. Pedophiles.
That would be. It's for violence. That would be the last place to say your fighting opponent's dad is. You'd want to say he's in like the sodomy circle.
Yeah, I thought that was.
But then that leans on a lot of people knowing the Inferno and Dante's.
Yeah, seventh circle of hell. I thought was like the good one. I don't know.
That's the one I would have.
Seventh. That's seventh heaven.
Oh, ninth circle of hell. He should have gone with ninth
with Jessica Biel's.
So you got the first one is limbo. Second one is lust. See, that's Twitch is sending a lot of people to the second circle right now.
Whoa. Wait, is
gluttony, sports, and lust?
Sodomites are in the seventh circle too.
His dad kill himself? Because that would be hardcore if he nailed the right one for suicide.
That would be funny.
Damn. Thieves and liars lower than the sodomites. Seems like there's a lot of overlap in a lot of these.
Are you sure this is an ordered list?
Yeah. First, in Dante's Inferno, like this isn't like Catholic canon or anything. This was just in the book. You know, Dante's
if you want a really good
which is an interesting book.
It's on HBO. The animated version is really good. I think it was made for the game that came out, and Dante's wife is taken down into hell, and he has to go through each of the layers, fighting demons and evil to like get to her. And I think he's dressed like a Crusader knight, if I remember correctly. It's a fun animated thing.
That's a good costume for Halloween. A Crusader, you don't see that much anymore.
I have
show up to one of those Palestinian things dressed up as like a full-on like French Crusader.
Just reminding them of another loss.
Leon Edwards' father was killed when Leon Edwards was 13. He was shot and killed in a London nightclub over a dispute about money.
Well, there you go. Probably a touchy subject nonetheless.
You know what? The dead dad thing, I would be more sensitive about kid talk. I feel like that is when you were talking about lines not to cross, I was like, probably leave the wife and kids out. Definitely leave the kids out. Like they're children. Except for what Izzy did, I approve of.
Yeah, that was
kid started it.
Like a dead parent, like that's tasteless, but it's like not anything like making fun of like a living child. You know, because then like you're bringing them in the mix. That's not cool.
Right. Yeah. And you know, your platform's so big. A kid can't fight back. He's just going to get abused and lose. And it's a child. It's
So if his option was make fun of the guy's kids or make fun of the guy's dead dad, I think he took the high road.
Strong point. I like it.
Don't tell him that. He probably didn't know he had kids or something, or he just said something. You know?
What if he's a dead kid? Fuck.
Colby's my favorite fighter who's fighting. He took like 2 fucking years off, but he's fighting Saturday, so he's fighting. He's my favorite one because he puts on the best show. But both like out of the ring and in the ring. I love it. He's a boring fighter.
He has heart though, which is a thing I admire a lot. Kamaru Usman broke his jaw. He just Oh, he did get knocked out. Well, TKO'd in that fight.
Yeah. But if he wins and Donald Trump steps into the ring and puts that belt on him, that's going to be hilarious. Hilarious. He said he would. Trump said he would. Trump's going to be ringside right there. Like I said, Colby was wearing that suit that's the Donald Trump mugshot on the back, like Obama-ized, if you know what I mean, that red and blue.
Oh, yeah, the Hulk poster. Yeah.
Trump signed that bitch in Sharpie on the front, like he was down in Mar-a-Lago this week. It's going to be funny. I love that Donald Trump shows up to the UFC events because I don't know, it's not like when he shows up to a ball game, like a baseball game. It's like, yeah, he's way up there in that little box or whatever. He's just right there next to the cage. It's funny.
Have you seen that funny video of like Trump walking in to the UFC event, and it like looks like it's a video of Trump, but then it's just like zooms in past him and it's like Shane Gillis's face, like oh, like what? Like Trump is here right now. It's very funny. Like still, like you could tell his thoughts from his face. Like holy shit, that's fucking Donald Trump.
He walked out to American Badass. So it's like, why does Donald Trump have? Yes.
Trump had walkout music.
Trump walks out, like this is like 2 or 3 events ago. American Badass starts playing. They shoot some pyrotechnics or whatever, and out comes Donald Trump, Kid Rock, and maybe Tucker Carlson or Mike Tyson. I can't remember which. And also Dana White. And they come out together, and then they all sit together in their little area right next to the cage. It was absurd because, of course, he's like fist pumping while the song plays, and there's Kid Rock next to him. The guy that sings the song.
Of VIPs, like
it's like white trash overload. It's just like
okay.
It's a beautiful thing. I love it.
I'd see that as something money can't buy, or not really, but like Dana White sitting next to him, being a part of the show like that. That's access. That's not material goods.
You think Trump's like an actual fan of UFC, or he's just like, this is my crowd. Like these people are all really stoked on me.
He used to, a lot of the UFC events would be at Trump properties in the past, and he has a good working history with Dana White, I believe.
I'm mixed. So Kyle's definitely right. Way back before UFC was a super popular sport and they needed venues, Trump provided them. They would fight Atlantic City in a Trump hotel. This is like the 90s. And it's like, okay, does that make Trump a fan or a businessman? I suspect a businessman. And he's like, yeah, we host events here. You're looking for a place to host events. Win-win. Boom. Now, I think Trump likes to do things that makes him feel good about himself. And going to UFC events makes him feel good about himself. And I bet he likes it too.
He's got like 80
fight each other is a show.
He's got that crowd. That crowd is way more pro-Trump than a baseball crowd. When he went to the playoffs last year, the baseball, can't remember where, but he got a considerable amount of boos and lock hymns up. And then, he goes to the UFC and everybody, fuck yeah, it's Trump, make America great again, fucking get her, lock her up and drain the swamp. And everybody has a meltdown. It's a beautiful thing. I like it. I get a little pump.
Yeah.
Miracle.
God damn it, I'm going to vote for you again, Don.
That's not what Kyle's thinking.
Yeah, but
that's what Taylor's thinking, though. That's why he's going to win.
I'm voting.
Is he going to carry Missouri?
I'm voting for intelligent gentleman like Taylor.
Yeah, without me, how's he going to win Missouri?
It will be tough.
You think if I don't vote, he's just going to blow out the competition here in Middle America?
I made it.
Yeah.
Do you got to meet Chuck Liddell? Did you get to speak to Chuck, or did you get to hear Chuck speak? Is what I mean.
I got to say like hello to Chuck Liddell, and that was about it. Just took a quick picture with him and Harley, and then he was like back to shooting guns. And I don't know what I would have imagined. He's a very thick man, like a broad guy who would fuck you up if he wanted. He had the hands of someone who has punched so many things like so, like just those like big broad knuckles, like that have been forged on other people's jaws. Like that's what he did, right? He was a big striker, right? Wasn't a wrestler.
He actually was a wrestler.
Oh,
he that was his background before fighting, and somehow he used that wrestling base to never wrestle. People always had to look for his wrestling. Here's the deal: if you're afraid of my takedown, then you can't just defend my hands. You have to like keep your arms low and be ready for the takedown. So he would use that to his advantage and just punch people in the face all the time.
Yeah.
And he had the coolest name. He had the mohawk and the goatee, and he had those shorts.
That's what I was going to say. Shorts. He had these Iceman shorts, and I swear you could get a 6-year-old to draw Chuck Liddell. And by the shorts and the mohawk, like his branding was on. Sorry, and the goatee. You just knew what Chuck Liddell looked like. And he had this huge rivalry with Tito Ortiz, the Huntington Beach bad boy. Yeah. And I was a Chuck guy. I was all about Chuck. And Chuck won. He beat him twice. I don't know if he beat him twice and they fought twice, or he beat him 2 out of 3.
He had like a military quote on at this event.
So he beat him twice, and then they did this awful thing like 3 years ago where they drug poor. They brought this man out to fight a Tito Ortiz, who is still quite the professional athlete, and Chuck got some more concussions.
Yeah, they're about the same age chronologically.
Is he taller than you, Taylor? Like, it's hard to tell from angles because Harley almost looks less gigantic.
Harley was squatting down, but Chuck and I were like the same height. I was on a little decline.
You look like you're about his size. You look stronger than him, way stronger.
He would beat the shit out of me. That fight would end when he tired.
Didn't Chuck fight it light heavyweight? Wasn't he light heavyweight?
Yeah, he was heavyweight.
That's 205.
Yeah. Cut to.
What the? Was there not a 180 back then
for Chuck?
What I'm saying is like I don't know. That man looks like
there was a 185. Rich Franklin was the champ at the time.
He couldn't make 185, I guess. Chuck.
I think he was too big.
Yeah, but that was fun. That guy Goldberg, I never watched professional wrestling, but he's way bigger than I imagined he would be. That guy's fucking enormous.
Like, was he the biggest person there?
He and Harley were probably the 2 largest people there, but like Harley like is lean. He's in good shape. Like he's not heavy at all. Like
I think my money would be on Goldberg though.
Oh, Goldberg, yeah, would fuck Harley's ass up. Which, like, shout out Harley. I know, Dick, you and him are having a beef. He was having a big fight. He was so much fucking fun to hang out with. Like, spent most of the weekend
having an actual beef?
No.
Okay. We'll see. That depends on Harley. That depends on what he has to say about Maddox's 3-hour documentary / hit piece on me.
It's a piece of genius.
Oh, well, he's right then. If that's his opinion.
I'm just trying to be. I want to fight.
Have you seen
Woody wants drama? Woody's like, Dick, hate me. I want some on my beef. It's been too long. Shake the rust off. Get back in the fight.